It begins like all good heists with a man so charming, so brilliant. He could sell sand in the desert and walk away with the buyer's shoes. George Leonidas Leslie was no thug. He was a trained architect from Cincinnati who liked art, literature, and robbing banks like it was an art form. Most crooks used dynamite. Leslie used blueprints. Others got dirty. Leslie wore top hats and drank champagne. Around 1870, he arrives in New York City, the capital of American cash and corruption, and builds his crew. Each guy has a role. One's the safecracker. One's the locksmith. One's the muscle. One's the con artist. Think Ocean's 11, but in velvet waistcoats. Now George, being a literal architect, starts pulling off robberies like he's designing buildings. He'll case a bank for months. He'll wine and dine clerks, seduce managers' wives, pay janitors for keys, memorize floor plans, and even get copies of vault designs straight from the manufacturers. But George wants more. One big job. The masterpiece. The Manhattan Savings Institution, a fortress in the heart of the city, with a vault said to be uncrackable. So he spends 3 years planning. He builds a replica of the vault in a warehouse and trains his crew like they're in a play. Practice drills, timing, everything. He even figures out which bank employees might crack under pressure. And then he makes his move. October 27th, 1878. A chill night in Manhattan. The bank closes like any other Saturday. What no one knows is that one of the guards, James Rose, has been bribed. When the rest of the staff leaves, Rose lets 5 men in the back door. No ski masks, just quiet footsteps and full confidence. They head to the vault, already partially opened thanks to Rose's inside knowledge. The safecracker gets to work. Click, click, whir. It opens. Inside, over $2.5 million in bonds, securities, and cash worth $70 million today. They load it up like they're running an efficient moving company. They leave without a trace. No one hurt. No alarm tripped. No fingerprints. Just a few missing ledgers and a city in absolute shock. The next day, newspapers explode. Wall Street bank robbed in the night. Police are clueless. People are panicking. But here's the twist. George Leslie never lived to see it. A year earlier, his own crew killed him, paranoid he might rat them out or demand too big a share. They dumped his body near Yonkers. Police never connected him to the robbery. In fact, no one knew it was his plan until years later. Even dead, Leslie pulled off the perfect heist. Eventually, some of the crew got caught. One couldn't stop bragging. Another tried to cash in stolen bonds at the same bank. Classic mistake. But the bulk of the money? Never recovered. George Leslie went down as the ghost architect of the greatest bank robbery of the 19th century. No guns. No blood. Just patience, plans, and the smoothest criminal mind this side of fiction. It begins like all good heists with a man so charming, so brilliant. He could sell sand in the desert and walk away with the buyer's shoes. George Leonidas Leslie was no thug. He was a trained architect from Cincinnati who liked art, literature, and robbing banks like it was an art form. Most crooks used dynamite. Leslie used blueprints. Others got dirty. Leslie wore top hats and drank champagne.